Hi, if you want to track your life better and set your habits for 2024, I'm going to teach you how to make this today. This dashboard has all the metrics on my life. Um, I track everything that's important to me that'll help me reach my goals, and I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing. So, this template will be provided, but I'm going to be charging for it soon. This is completely free to make. It takes like 2 to 3 hours to set up, but only like 5 minutes per day to maintain. These are all the tools that I've used. So the reason why I created this was because I felt like life was passing me by. I wasn't actually living. I would just do things and forget about them and never reflected on how to improve. So that's why I started tracking all these things, and I'll show you how to make this and show you how this has made me happier. Um, so that's why I set up these systems. I remind myself of my goals and purpose. So if you read Atomic Habits, it's all about how instead of setting goals, you should set up systems so you constantly improve. Um, so that's why I try to optimize my happiness by tracking everything. And I practice gratitude every day because this feels a little bit like bullet journaling to me. Um, anyway, this tutorial is going to be divided into 3 parts: planning, setting up systems, and reflecting on your life. So before 2024 starts, you can do this in like 5 minutes. Um, Go to this other Notion template. You can duplicate it. It has all of the ways that I set up my goals, how I figure out what to focus on, and like all the questions I ask myself. So, in 2023, like at the end of 2022, December 2022, I said I wanted better work-life balance. Um, I even made a vision board because I'm a very visual person, and I wanted to have all these adventures. I wanted to focus more on data, go to the gym more. So I was like trying to manifest all of this. And then these were the different areas of my life. So like here's an example. This isn't like all of these are just random examples. And then like how you would turn that into systems. So for example, here the system, you could put it into your habit tracker and be like, I want to run 3 times a week. So when you track your habits here, it's like, did I accomplish that? So it's always on top of your mind. So like you can go through this template by yourself and like see the examples and like fill out your own goals. Now it's time to systematize these. I usually do it on a Google form. I'll teach you how to make that as well, but this is just like a simple Notion template. I think it's easy to get started with just tracking 1 or 2 things very simply on Notion. Because I built up the system over many years, but I started by just tracking one thing. So I think if you're looking for a beginner-friendly way to start, this is where you can start. Okay, so now every week I also do these reflection questions, and then I take my biggest wins from each week and I put them in my monthly reflections just to say like these are all the things that I'm super proud of, and it makes me grateful because otherwise I just forget these things. It's just a fun way to reflect. And then every month I have the photo board. I'll show you how I make this photo board, but this is an example of the one that I made. It's just like all my fun memories. Um, and I also track the books I read and I do like a ranking. So this is my tier ranking for all my books. And then every quarter I ask myself these questions. So I look at my weekly, monthly reflections for like answering these questions, and I have next steps because like if I notice I'm off track on some of my goals, I'll just, you know, be like, okay, this is where I'm doing things wrong and this is how I can improve. And that only happens when I ask myself these questions and reflect. And at the end of the year, I just look at all my previous reflections for each quarter and I answer these questions. Okay. And there's these notes here. But let me start with the build. So the first thing you're going to do is set your goals for 2024, but you don't have to do this on January 1st. It can be even after January. Like, you can do this anytime, really. And then, so these are all the things that I wanted to improve at. I ended up dropping some of these, but because I had to fill out my habit tracker, my habit tracker every single day. This was always on top of my mind. I was like always thinking about these things that are important to me that I had set at the beginning of the year. I failed some of these, and like I think you can tell here. I was not really good at doing my morning routine. Wasn't great at waking up early, things like that. So, but I feel like just by filling this out every day, I got a sense of like, it was always on top of my mind. I was always thinking about it. And I end up like when you focus energy on things, I feel like things just happen. It's like manifestation. Anyway, um, so these are the screenshots of my Google Form results. So you need to figure out what you need to measure and systematize based on your goals. So like that's this thing here, the system based on your goal, and then tracking your habits. So, um, I should go over the habit tracking first. This is gonna be a lot. Like I'm gonna be telling you like how I track 24/7 of my time and everything. So, it's you don't have to do everything that I do. This is just me explaining what I do, and like you can copy it if you like. So, my habit tracking. This is what my Google form looks like. Um, if you use SQL or SQL, I don't know how it's pronounced. We usually use one for yes and zero for no. And like my spreadsheets all have like an underscore, because yeah, I'll explain it later. And I did my ranking based out of four, so like one is really bad and four is really great. Because I wanted to like force myself to make a choice, like whether a day was good for me or bad for me. Like there's no neutrals in my world. I'm like all or nothing. But you can make your scale out of 5 or 10. Just do whatever works for you. So I'm gonna make this build alongside you. So the first thing you're gonna do is create a Google form. And I have an example here. And then add the following to the form: date and then metrics. So here, I'll write date and then date. And then add a question. Metric could be something like happiness rating. And then 1 to 5 linear scale. So 1 is like bad. Good. You can use it, set it as required if you want, but whatever. Okay, let's see what it looks like. So this is like what you would fill out every day. And then under the responses, you can click link to sheets. So here, I have screenshots here in this written response or this written template and instructions. So just fill out that form daily. I sometimes when I'm out or like on the go, I'll fill it out on transit on my phone. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it every day. Just do what works for you. I also like this app for tracking all my symptoms. It's pretty good. I think it's a lot more beginner friendly because it gives you a bunch of stats and it analyzes everything for you. So you don't have to do it all manually at the end of the year. And it's completely free too. Well, they have a paid version. I ended up paying for it, but I don't really use the paid features. Okay, so yeah, make the form and then link it to Sheets, and it should look like this. So you can see I filled it out like every single day. Okay, I should delete this row, but from January 1st all the way to like today. So that's the time or the habit tracking part. Now we're going to move on to time tracking. So to make this, we need both the habit tracking and the time tracking data. All of this is going to be in my spreadsheet. So let's go on to time tracking. Just a reminder, it does not have to be perfect. We're just looking for general trends because the ultimate goal is to help you live your life better. So don't waste time stressing about it. So this is what my time tracking looks like. It's using Toggle Track. I have the timer running 24/7 even when I sleep. So sleep is actually the number one, like where I spend my most time. It's actually interesting because like in the beginning of 2023, my top three was like sleep, social media, and exercise because I was marathon training. But now I focus more on friends, so it's like sleep, friends, and then social media. But social media is kind of friends because I had to divide time talking to people versus like time just scrolling social media. Okay, so that's what I'll teach you how to make. So first you have to create a free toggle track account. And then you create projects for the different areas of your life. So I'm gonna do this alongside you. Um, okay, I have to reshare my screen. Okay, this is a completely new account because I'm gonna be making it with you. So go to projects and click on new project. You can color code it if you like. So projects are like different areas of your life. So I have it set as like work, transportation, hobbies, friends. And these were all of my different areas of my life. The categories are kind of arbitrary, so just set it to whatever is in like your life. Let me do friends here as an example. And then I haven't added any clients yet, so I mean, I'm the only one in my workspace, so we don't need to use billing unless you want to charge your friends. Purple's my favorite color. Okay. Go to clients and then new client. So this I put as different areas of my life. So like mental health, physical health, financial health. So I put friends under mental health, but you can use whatever categorization makes sense for you. Okay, let me figure out how to edit this. Edit, client, mental health. So just make whatever categories, like in the first week or so, maybe you'll forget how to track things, but it's fine. It's just like a first trial week. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then you can add more or take away based on what works for you. So those are the projects. And then we just made the clients. And then you can also like choose to make tags. So sometimes I put like if I like doing something, dislike, and necessary. So let's say I am going to hang out with a friend. This is like the task name. So I put like the friend's name. Friends. And then I like hanging out with them. And I press start. And that's it. You can have the list view like this. So yeah, it shows up. Oh yeah, it's 1 a.m. Okay, anyway, I just keep this running 24/7. So every time I swap to a new task, I just like do something else. So like let's say I put Sandy. That's my sister's name. Like, and then I press play. And then you can also just press this and then it swaps tasks. It's really cool. And I found this actually helped me a lot because I would spend forever in bed just like scrolling on my phone when I woke up. But then I'd swap, like as soon as I woke up, I'd stop the sleep timer and I'd start, sleep is under physical health for me, by the way. I'd stop the sleep timer and I'd start my like going to the bathroom timer to get ready and stuff. And I wouldn't want to like pause and like restart and like change the timers. So I would just like force myself to get up that way. So I've been a lot more productive. I spent less time on my phone that way. Yeah, so these are some of my task names. And then at the end of every month, I take a look here. There's under reports. You can see the percentage of time that you spent with like doing certain things. I'll talk a bit more about the time audits later. And I also do this at the end. I look at it at the end of every year as well. But I'll talk more about that later. Okay, so that's time tracking 24/7. Like the timer's always running, which might seem like a lot. You don't have to do this, it's really extra, but I found it was insightful. But only if you have the time to go back and look at the data. But I think they have dashboards and like reports now, so you don't have to do all the spreadsheet stuff. You can just see where you're spending all your time. Because some of my friends, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where my time goes. Like I wake up and like I do stuff. I don't even know what I do and it's done. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly where all my time goes and what I need to improve. The other thing I do is journaling every single day since 2015, and people are like, "How do you have time for this?" But it doesn't take that long, because I use like voice to text, which is a lot faster. I also type very fast. It helps me process things, and then sometimes I go back and look at all of the fun memories, and I share them with my friends, and they don't remember, so they're very grateful that I have records. Um, but yeah, again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay to skip a few days. But I just really like writing, so I don't mind journaling. Okay, so that's all the things I do daily. All of this doesn't take me that long, like 30 minutes max, unless I had a very fun, eventful day. Then I'll spend like maybe an hour typing it down. But like I have point form notes, and then I like type it on transit or like while I'm blow drying my hair. So it's like it doesn't feel like that much time. I also feel like I like get double the things done. So like I'll listen to podcasts or audiobooks while at the gym or running or like making food. And it's like doing multiple things at the same time. So like I kind of save time. Anyway, weekly, I just do reflection questions every week. So I have a calendar reminder every Sunday night. I do these reflection questions. So weekly reflection questions here. I write down what day of the week it is. Sometimes I don't have time to do it on Sunday night, so I do them late. But then what I do is I look at my time tracking and I look at my calendar. I use AkiFlow for my calendar. AkiFlow is pretty cool. The UX is really good, but you have to pay for it. But I got it for free because I was an early adopter. So it's really cool. It's like a to-do list and calendar, and you can schedule your to-dos. They have lots of keyboard shortcuts. I love it. Um, but I look at like my calendar and all my tasks, and then I look at my time tracking and I reflect using these questions like what part of my days like gave me energy, like what should I do more of, like how I can improve things like that. But you can obviously change the questions to suit your needs. This takes like 10 or 15 minutes. And then monthly, I also do similar reflection questions. So like so every week I write down my biggest wins for that week. And then every month I look at all the biggest wins from that month, from all the weekly reflections of that month, and then I just put this all here. Um, and it makes me happy at the end of the year to like look back on all of the milestones that I accomplished. Because some years I'm just like, I feel like I did nothing this year, like I didn't make progress. And then I look at all the photos from these photo boards, and then I look at all of my milestones and wins, and I'm like, oh wow, I actually like changed so much and improved a lot, and it makes me really happy and reminds me to be grateful. Um, it doesn't take that long as well. Okay, the photo boards, these are my favorite. So I take a lot of pictures, but I never go back to them. So this kind of helps me go back. Um, yeah, so I eat a lot of vegan food and travel a lot. So um, all of this is just like random photos from 2022. And this is from June 2023. So I do one every month, and then I also add to the yearly one every month. So by the end of the year, it's all filled up. So I'm going to teach you how to do that on Figma. So I already have a file here. All you're going to do is add a frame. I like to share my stuff on social media too. So I'll do Instagram story for like the monthly mood board. So let's say you want to do one for June 2023, and you just click and drag some pictures here. For the yearly one, I like to do a whole spread. So maybe something like this. And then I just like click and drag pictures in here. Let's see. Okay, I was like planning this video, so it's just like clicking and dragging the pictures. Hold down Shift and click and drag to resize, and just like put all the pictures in. Okay, so that's how you do that. But you can do this with any app. I just like using Figma. Yeah, so you have to put your photos in two places, the monthly one and the yearly one. Yeah, I just showed you how to do this. Okay, the books. I have a Goodreads account, so I'm gonna teach you how to make this ranking thing. So go to tier maker and then click on make a template. books for 2024. Make your own template. And just like upload the images. I think, okay, so this is single time use, but since I do it for every month, maybe you should do public template and then just hide it. Because that's how I do it for mine. So like I set, I picked the category, I uploaded all of like, so every month I upload the images of these book covers from Goodreads, and then I have these rows of rankings. But you can change it. You can change this to like 1 and change this to like 5. And at the end of the year, I rank all the books that I have for the month. So then like, soon in a few days, I'll probably like be like, do I even remember this book? And if I don't, then, it's gonna go down here. This one was actually pretty interesting. I'll put it here. But anyway, that's the book stuff. But if you're not a bookworm, no worries. Maybe you can do the same for TV shows. Yeah, so that's how I do that. Oh, and there's also this really cool website. So if you love reading like me, you can like share this with your friends, and it's just like all your favorite books. Okay, so time audits. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit intense. Basically, this is taking all your time tracking and taking a look at if you're on track or off track. So at the beginning of every year, again, remember we have to set these goals at the very beginning, because everything we measure is supposed to go back to the goal to ensure that you're on track and always reflect. And that's why I feel like I don't want to set New Year's resolutions, because I'm always like, you're never going to take action towards it. It's just like this random goal that sounds good. So I set up systems. And so I looked at my time tracking from last year, and I'm like, okay, I spent 34% of my time sleeping. I feel like that's too much. I want to decrease it to 30% of my time. 8% of my time on my phone, that's too much. I want to decrease it to 1%. So I have these specific, goals for where I want to spend my time. And all of that is set like before I set up these systems. So like before 2024. But honestly, you can start this anytime. Like I started tracking my time on a random day in like August. So that was really interesting. So these were my goals. And then like every single month I'd be like, okay, which of these times like were on track and which ones fell short. So like, I spent more, like a larger percentage of my time exercising. So like this month I did like 2.5% more than like 4%. So I think, oh my God, I'm terrible at math. That's like 6.5. Okay, so I spent 6.5% of my time exercising this month. Oh, that was my marathon month. Yeah, okay. I'm spending hours running because it's so many people don't know that a marathon is 42.2 kilometers. People think it's 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. Like no, you're spending like 4 or 5 hours running. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time exercising because I was training for the marathon, and I actually ran the marathon this month in May 2023. The BMO Marathon in Vancouver. It's beautiful. My favorite marathon ever. And then like I noticed which parts of my life that I'm well, not failing life, but like which part of time tracking that are not meeting my goals. So, like I had to split my phone time into like conversations with people versus just scrolling on my phone. So for phone tracking, I'm tracking only like mindlessly scrolling. And I spent 3% more than my goal. So I spent 4% of the time on my phone, which I felt was like not good. So sorry, I keep having to pause to cough, but basically it helps me keep track of all of my time spent, and then so I can improve it for the next month, and I know what to do, what to keep an eye on and stuff. So just go to Toggle Track, click on reports, and then like select the previous month, and then sort by duration. So obviously I spend most of my time sleeping, and then oh, I think this was when I went on the European cruise. That's why hobbies is so high, because I counted just like exploring cities and traveling as a hobby. Um, but yeah. Again, this is like very extra, so you don't have to do this, but I just found it very insightful. Okay, I promise you we are getting to this dashboard build soon. But every year I look at all of this stuff and I take this yearly reflection, and I just answer these questions. And so, like, really, this template is all you need if you're a beginner and just want to get started. Tracking your goals, setting up systems, so you're constantly reminded of your goals and like have purpose. Because this dashboard and like the spreadsheet, everything is really extra. So like if you just do these daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly reflections, I think you'll be fine. You don't even have to do it every day. Um, it's just like constantly reminding yourself of your goals so you focus energy on them and work towards them. Okay, but now I'm gonna talk about how to make the dashboard. This is like honestly a bit much, but if you're interested, this is how I set this all up. Um, so I took entry levels data analysis course. Um, and this I actually work for this company and designed this. Oh, I made this website. But I also took the course because I wanted to learn data. This is my dashboard. I got my certificate and reference letter. I was very happy. But you can use my code Gen10 for 10% off. But I'm basically going to teach you the project, my capstone project with this course. Everything I teach you is like kind of similar to what this course teaches you. But of course, there's also another course. There's the SQL or SQL course that was really good. Anyway, um, first you're going to import all of your data. You have to go to Toggle Track and then click on. Okay, wait, I have to log out of my demo Toggle Track account and log back in my regular one. So hold on. Okay, so what you're gonna do is click on Show More here, and then click on Import Export, and then click on Data Export, and then just choose the year, and then click on Export Time Entries, and that should download as a CSV file. Now, okay, let's go back to the instructions here. Like I screenshotted everything for you. If you want to take it slow and like just read the instructions, because I prefer reading rather than watching. But sometimes I watch videos and tutorials and like learn like course content while on the bus. So maybe you're doing that too. Anyway, go to the Google Sheets. So again, this is the one from the form that's like linked to the sheet. This is like all my habit tracking. You're gonna make a new sheet and import your time tracking CSV file. So I copy paste only the columns that I need because when you export the toggle track stuff, it'll have a bunch of random columns. So it'll have like oops, that was my email. I clicked on it by accident. So it'll have your name, your email with toggle track, and like a bunch of other stuff. So the ones that I like to do are these. So let me do that right now. I'm gonna do. Actually, no, I'll just import it because I'm lazy, and then just delete the ones that I don't, the rows the columns that I don't need. Okay, so this is. Oh no, my email is gonna be exposed, but whatever. You can email me if you have questions, I guess. But this is my personal email. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so project, I'm gonna move this. So project, client. Okay, let me freeze this row. More row actions, freeze. So that way it's like there. So what do I usually keep? Project, client, description. Okay, delete. Billable, I don't need billable. Duration, start date. So duration, oops. Start date. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, ooh, and tags. I forgot about that, whether I liked or disliked it. Okay, but I don't really think I need to. I only added the tags like recently, I believe. Oh no, this is kind of like exposing my time tracking, but whatever. Yeah, okay. Anyway, um, so this is a screenshot of what the header row looks like. Don't worry about like these new rows, we'll get to it. So, we're gonna add one called day of the week, and we're using underscores here because if you're using SQL or SQL in the future to like pull more insights from this data, they don't like spaces don't work, so you need to have the underscore. So, day of the week, it's this. So E2 is the date. Let's see. Day of, oops. Oh my god, I didn't take my own advice. E2. Yeah, start date. January 30th was a Monday. Let me just double check. Yes, okay, perfect. So that works. And then now just use duration formatted. So D2 is the duration. Duration formatted. D2. Okay, yeah, that's accurate. This does not feel accurate. It's supposed to be, okay, so 7.42. I think it's something to do with the Excel settings here. Date. No, it's not date. It's not time either. Duration. Okay, let me figure this out. Okay, I feel like past me was so big brain, but current me is not. And that's why I document everything, because I'm just gonna forget. So I figured it out. Just like ignore the stuff here. Go to duration underscore rounded and use this formula. Okay, it has to be H. So use the multiply the duration formatted by just do this. It's like rounding it. Okay, I'm on MacBook, so I'm using Command Shift and then the down arrow, and then Command D to copy the formula all the way down. Let me delete these. Okay, so now you can see it kind of matches up. So like if you round 15 minutes, it's 0.25 hours. Like 5 minutes is like 0 hours. And here, if you go to okay, so please ignore some of the descriptions. They're kind of random sometimes. But okay, 0.75 hours, that's like 45 minutes. Let's check. Okay, that's around 45 minutes. Okay, so I use this rounded one just because it's easier for me to understand. Okay, yeah. So I explain all that here. So all of that data is imported under hours. This is my time tracking. Okay, clean your data. Select the entire sheet. So I click on this corner, or you can just Control/Command A. Insert pivot table. Insert pivot table. New sheet. Pivot table 4. Okay, okay. Now it'll be consistent with the instructions. The rows are the date, columns are the project, and values are duration rounded. The rows are the date. Did I format the date? Oh, I just didn't. Okay. Rows are the start date. Columns are. Let me check. This is why I love writing things down, because I'm always forgetting. So columns are project. Here. And then values are, oops, what did I just click? Values are duration underscore rounded. Okay, now you can see January 1st, I spent 0.75% of an hour, so like 45 minutes preparing my food. Let me freeze this row as well. And freeze this column. Okay, now, there you go. Anyway, the pivot table is done. Create a new sheet called cleaned data or data. I also don't know how to pronounce that. I actually have a super long list on my phone of words that I can't pronounce. Gotta document everything. Okay, so the dates from January 1st to December 31st. 01/01 2023. Down. No, wait. How do I just 01/02 2023? I think I have to click and drag this. No, that didn't work. Okay, damn. I don't know an easier way to do this, so I'm just gonna click and drag this all the way to December 31st. Or whatever day it is. December. I'll do 27th, because I think my tracking is only to then. Okay, whatever. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add a header row. Date. Let me freeze this as well. And freeze this. Okay. And the dates. Okay, now copy the columns needed. Okay, let me see. Oops. That's like, why is this blank? Okay, whatever. All of this. Okay, let me just, oh my gosh, there's so much. Okay, work font. Okay, copy and paste. Okay, again, I'm just gonna do an underscore instead of space. Okay, and then don't forget the habit tracking as well. So, I'm copying all of these columns. Okay, I stopped tracking my protein intake after I was done my marathon training. Morning routine. Wake early. I probably should have named the form questions with the underscore. Damn. Okay, well now you know. Fruits, veg, nature, books read. So these are just the things that I tracked that I cared about. But you can track whatever is important to you. Okay, this is just an example, so I'm not gonna finish doing this right now. Okay, so now I have explained this formula. You can read through this or like pause this video and watch this if you want. But sometimes I listen to videos at 2x speed, but I feel like for things like this, it's honestly a lot. Anyway, so I'm gonna copy this and put it here. So A2 is the date, pivot table 1. What is A? Yes, that's pivot table 1. So exercise is C. That's for C. Okay. So January 2nd, 2023, I spent 1 hour exercising. Let me just double check that it's right. Yes. Okay. And then just do the same thing for everything else. So like, let me try another one. So like, let's say hobbies. So we're gonna start replacing. So this looks for the date, the matching date. Let me see what column hobbies is in. That's G. So G. So on January 1st, I spent like 15 minutes on my hobbies because that's a quarter of an hour. January 1st. Okay, that's accurate. And then you just do that for like everything else. And then you do the same thing for the habits here. So let me, my poo count was the first thing I tracked from like 2017 onwards, just like for fun. So like, again, you can really start with just one thing that you're tracking and build it up to this eventually. Anyway, remember it's a different sheet. It's the habits table or sheet now instead of I think there's a pun in here somewhere because it's like poo tracking. Anyway, instead of pivot table one, it's habits. So remember to replace that. Okay, let me search for the. Okay, here it is. It's E. 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 Wait, why is it showing? Oh, it's because it's B. Okay, because the date is in row B. Okay, let me. Habits. B. B. So you're looking for A2. So you're looking for the date in this entire column. Okay. So on January 1st, I pooped 2 times. January 2nd, I pooped 2 times. Let me just check that's accurate. Yes, yes. Okay. Now you just do that for every single one. It's a little bit manual, but like, you get the point. Okay, let's go back to the written tutorial. I feel like I have such chaotic energy. Anyway, create a copy of my dashboard. Obviously, this dashboard is gonna be so different because like you don't have to track your poop like I do. Just click on this and click on make a copy. And then so the sheet is called clean data in 2023 stats. You should have a similar sheet and you would just like replace it with this. Okay, let's hope this works. I've never actually tried. And then you just like replace any of the database with your own data. Oh my gosh, it's gonna take forever to load. Sometimes it doesn't connect, but like you can also just make your own stuff. This is a little bit complicated, so date, happiness. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. So like, okay, let me just make one from scratch. Like maybe yours won't look as like fancy because I spent too much time on this. So 2023 stats, clean data, add. Okay, let me just double check. I feel like sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, so I don't know. Yeah, probably better to make your own, but it is a little bit more time intensive. Anyway, I have sectioned this into like the different areas of my life. So mental health, physical health, etc. But you can just do whatever you want. So, like I even like added shapes and then like changed the colors because I was extra like that. And like I added text box and I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to do any of that. Okay, so, oops. Let's say you want to look at your, how much you pooped. This is the sum right now, but you can do like the count or like average. Wait, the sum is 750? Damn, that's for the year. I also have it set to like, the time range. I think if you have access, okay, I should change this to the last time I updated this was like 2022 November. So let me just do that. Use that as reference for building your own. So like here, you can see how I built mine and then just like try and build it yourself. And this date range thing is out of control. Date range control, that's this one. Yeah. Anyway, you can build this however you like and then just like click and drag all the stuff that you've tracked and or you can ask ChatGPT for help. There's a lot that you can do here. You can even add more. Okay, maybe not that one. Yeah, just play around with it. I personally found it very interesting, but some people might think this is like homework and stuff. It's not for everyone. Okay, now it is time to analyze your findings. So I use the root cause analysis. This is an example, and hopefully it helps you take action to improve your life. And then I also like to present my findings. I do like PowerPoint nights with my friends, so I make presentation slides. But this is optional. You don't have to do this. I just like presenting things. And yeah, you can subscribe for more resources. Um, oh, I forgot to upload a picture here. But anyway, templates and everything are here. I'm gonna publish everything in the newsletter. And there's like a bunch of cool resources here. Um, I might, sorry, I might be available to help people with this, like one on one, if you want me to help you troubleshoot and set all this up and like, me to give you advice and like share my experience. But I'm gonna be charging for that because I literally have like no time, so it's gonna be a little bit expensive to make the meeting worth my time. But there's this free tutorial, so hopefully it helps you. All the links will be in the description. If you can't find anything there, it'll be here, vegantechnomad.beehive.com, and you can just email me back and I will respond as soon as I can. Thank you.